Most owners wonder, at some point, whether any of it registers. The years of early mornings and late nights, the times they stayed when leaving would have been easier. The specific accumulated care of a relationship that asked nothing in return and gave it anyway. They wonder whether the dog they love knows. In whatever terms, a dog knows anything, that what they have been given is something, not nothing. That the person on the other side of it has been present in a way that matters. The answer is yes. Not in the way the question usually imagines it. Not in the narrative, reflective, I am grateful for what you have done for me way that human memory and human gratitude operate. But in a way that is, in its own terms, more complete than that, more continuous, more bodily, more present in every ordinary moment, rather than retrieved from a stored past. Your dog remembers. Not the way you remember, in a way that never stopped being active. The first thing to understand is how canine memory actually works, because it is the foundation of everything else. And it is almost universally misunderstood. Dogs have two kinds of memory that are relevant here. The first is associative memory, the linking of a stimulus to an outcome across repeated experience. This is the memory most people know about. It is how training works. It is how she learned that the leash means walk, and the word means treat, and the sound of your car means you are home. The second is what behavioral researchers call episodic-like memory, the encoding of specific events in a way that preserves not just the factual content of what happened, but the emotional and contextual quality of it. The felt experience of the event, not just its occurrence. This second kind is the one that matters for the question most owners are actually asking, because it is the memory that holds not just this thing happened, but this is what it was like when this thing happened, and that experiential quality is preserved in the nervous system in ways that shape current behavior and current emotional response. She does not remember the morning you stayed in bed with her because you sensed she was frightened of the storm. She is in the relationship that morning produced. She does not remember the specific day you came home and held her while something was wrong. She carries the nervous system that holding built. The individual memories are not retrievable the way a human memory is retrievable. The residue of them is structural. It is who she is now. The second thing, the one that changes how this whole question reads, is what the accumulated evidence of your care has done to her nervous system over time. Every morning you fed her on a schedule, taught her that the world is predictable and that the person who provides for her is reliable. Every time you responded to her signal with accuracy taught her that her communication works, that reaching toward you produces a response that closes the gap rather than leaving it open. Every hard moment you were present for taught her that the person who is supposed to be the safe base is actually safe. Not just in the ordinary moments, but in the difficult ones, which is the harder test and the one that matters more. These are not stored memories in the way a filing cabinet stores documents. They are the architecture of her current nervous system. They are the specific physical structure of the trust she carries. The downregulation of her baseline stress indicators, the ease with which she seeks you when something is uncertain, the specific fullness of the greeting she produces when you return, the particular quality of the sleep she falls into when she is near you. That architecture was built from your care, piece by piece, across every ordinary and extraordinary day. She cannot tell you she remembers. She shows you she was built by it. The distinction between those two things is smaller than it sounds. The third thing is what emotional memory specifically encodes, and why the moments that cost you the most are often the ones most durably written. Behavioral research into canine memory and attachment has found that dogs show differentiated behavioral responses to people based on the history of interaction with those people, and that negative experiences and positive experiences are not encoded symmetrically. Experiences with high emotional valence, high positive or high negative affect, are encoded with greater durability than neutral interactions of the same duration. The days you were most present, the hard ones, the ones that asked something real of you, the ones where staying was a choice rather than a default, are the ones most completely written into the attachment she carries. She does not remember, in the narrative sense, the specific night you slept on the floor beside her because she was unwell. She was built differently by it than she would have been built by an ordinary night. The event does not persist as a retrievable episode. It persists as a specific alteration in the trust architecture, a piece of evidence her nervous system has integrated that produced a particular kind of security that ordinary nights, however consistent, cannot produce in the same way. The extraordinary care leaves a specific mark, not as memory in the human sense, as structure, as the irreversible alteration of a nervous system that was changed by what it experienced and carries that change forward into every subsequent moment. This is the piece most owners have never been told. The fourth thing is what all of this means about the love itself, whether it is real in the way love needs to be real to count. Most owners at some point encounter the argument that a dog's attachment is not love in the meaningful sense, that it is biology, conditioning, the predictable output of the evolutionary process that produced social bonding in domesticated animals. That it is, underneath the experience of it, just neurochemistry and reinforcement history. This argument proves too much. Human love is also neurochemistry and reinforcement history. The chemicals are the same ones. Oxytocin, dopamine, the specific neurological architecture of secure attachment. These are not metaphors for love. They are its mechanism, and they operate in the dog's nervous system. When she orients toward you, presses against you, seeks you in uncertainty, guards you while you sleep, as they operate in the human nervous system, in the equivalent moments of genuine attachment. The love is not less real because it operates through biology. It is real because of the biology, because the nervous system was actually changed by the relationship. Because the change is durable and forward-reaching and produces behavior that no other relationship in her life produces. She does not love you because she decided to. She loves you because you built something in her that could not be built any other way through the specific, accumulated, unremarkable constancy of being there. Most owners ask whether their dog remembers them when they are gone for a long time, whether the relationship survives the absence, whether the years they spent matter in a form that persists. The question is answered by what happens when they return. The greeting is not the greeting of an animal accessing a stored file of past experience. It is the greeting of a nervous system that was built for this specific person, that has been running for as long as they have known each other, that was altered by their presence and continued running during their absence, and reorganizes itself the moment the presence returns. She is not remembering you. She is recognizing you. In the deeper sense of that word, the one that means the world reorganized itself the moment you appeared because you are the variable. It was organized around all along. Think about what you have given her across the entire span of your time together. Not the dramatic things, the consistent ones. The morning walk that arrived even on the days you were tired. The presence at the vet when her body needed reassurance. The patience on the hard training days. The night you stayed. She cannot give you an accounting of it. She does not have the language or the reflective architecture to stand back from the relationship and narrate what it has given her. What she can do is be the dog she became because of it. The specific, particular, irreplaceable individual whose nervous system was shaped by everything you did, who comes to you in uncertainty, who settles most completely when you are near, who carries the structural evidence of your care in every ordinary moment of every ordinary day. You have been asking whether she remembers. She has been showing you she was built by it. That is not less than remembering. In some ways, it is more. Is there a specific moment with your dog, a day you stayed, a night you were there, that you think about and wonder whether it mattered? Tell me in the comments. It mattered. If this is the kind of watching you want to keep doing, subscribing means the next one finds you.